It's fair. Hello, and welcome back to the Guitar Bay. I'm Takis.
I'm Danny. What we're drinking today, mate?
Yeah, you tell me what we're drinking today. You brought it, so it's your turn.
Well, we're drinking, it's a V episode, so we're drinking vodka. That's an exciting one.
Plain and simple. We're drinking vodka, and it's this very cheap, but very usable and available vodka Gorbachev.
Vodka with a W. That's probably how it's traditionally spelled in other countries, isn't it? In the UK, it's the only one with English.
Yeah, well, in
language.
English it's with V, so that's why V. Thank you very much for.
Yeah, let's
for
get
the
this over
drink.
and done with. Just drinking it on the rocks, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Cheers, mate, and cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
It's dark enough outside to be drinking vodka, so. It's like a scar thinner, isn't it? Oof.
It's actually not too bad for some reason.
I think because you've put enough water in it.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
So, today is a V episode, and it's my turn to get something because last time we had the Orville on the show.
Correct.
It's going to go back onto the market. It's been decided. Too many guitars hanging about.
That is, I think we have like 8 electric guitars in the bay currently, which is, people warned me about this when we started the bay, that we will end up with gear, which is not bad. I mean, it's a good problem to have. It's a nice problem to have. And I understand why you bonded with the Orville. I've been playing with it lately, and it's a solid guitar. You know, when you just grab a guitar and without plugging it in, I mean, forget the electronics and the pickups, it's just well built and it rings and it stays in tune and you can treat it really, you know.
It's got its own little thing. But so one of these guitars is going to be shown to me now. What have you got?
Well, I've got something for you. I've had these guitars for a while, and you know,
Okay.
and we couldn't film for a bit, and then we did the Orville episode, of course, because it was your turn. And I've got 2 guitars, and I think I'm going to go with a chronological order of purchasing them, just to be, you know, fair.
And what's the sort of price range, and where does it come from?
You don't know anything about this guitar, that's true. Well, I'll tell you this, and maybe you can guess yourself what it is. This is the first time that we have a guitar that we've had before, in the sense that price and model is something, the combination of the two we've featured before. So combine the style of the guitar, you know, it's a Les Paul or a Strat or a T-style or a 335, whatever. So the style of the guitar, combined with the brand, we've had it before, and it's the first time that this happens again. Because up until now, every guitar was unique in the sense that we have never repeated.
We've had Harley Bentons on before. So we've had a Rickenbacker, we've had the Telecaster of that, and it could be another Harley Benton. I'm pretty sure it's going to be.
Okay.
I have no idea what, but please tell me it's an Explorer or something. That would be...
That would not fit the bill though, because I said
Okay.
we've had the combination of brand and type of guitar before, and we've never had an Explorer before.
We've had Les Pauls, we've had SG, we've
had all the shapes apart from an offset like a Jazzmaster or Explorer. We've had
that would be
single
cool.
cuts, we've got SGs, we've got Strats and Tellies and some other more unusual things.
Yeah.
So it's one of those shapes combined with one of the brands we've had before, and the combination of the two we've had before as a guitar, you know, brand and shape.
So what is the price range of it then?
Well, the price I paid €139 for this one.
Is it B-stock or is it?
It is.
It is.
It is. Yeah, well, you got me? You got my lead? Just to make sure nothing happens.
139.
139 as a B stock. It goes new 179.
Okay.
So 180 new.
It's definitely
paid
Harley
140.
Benton then if it's B-stock.
Well,
So is it?
I'll let you decide.
I like Harley Bentons.
Mine.
We've enjoyed them. Oh, damn, I was going to guess it. Damn it.
Well, you did.
But I didn't say Paisley. Paisley
You
Telly.
would have made that guess.
Bro, this is gorgeous.
Right?
This is gorgeous. Yeah, for real. I've been wanting to see. Wow, it's got some weight to it, that.
Yeah.
I
Well, they tend
love
to be.
Paisley Telecasters. Why do they not make the pink one in Harley Benton?
I don't. I just when I saw this available in B stock, I just got it immediately, and I was waiting
Jesus, it's a
to see
thick neck.
it in, because I've never had it in person, as it were, to see how it looks in real life. You know,
God.
the paint job and the finish, and it looks gorgeous.
What a weight to it.
I mean, they tend to be heavy, and the necks tend to be chunky. I was reading about this the other day because it's actually easier to make a chunkier neck with cheaper materials. If you have, if you want to have a modern D or a Wizard or a more comfy neck, you need better wood that could withstand this process or processing.
God, it feels absolutely solid.
The thing is, I haven't found what it is that makes it B stock. I've investigated thoroughly, I think, and I haven't found any chips or any paint that is where it shouldn't be, or any crack on the finish.
I don't see
reckon
anything
it's just
either.
a return, and by definition they get reduced and piled as B stock.
I don't see anything at all either.
Isn't
any marks?
The finish is really nice.
Yeah, I love it. I love Paisley guitars. I love the pink one especially, like in Fender. I would love a Paisley Telecaster. But this feels so solid. Better than the 52.
The 52.
Which is what the dog.
The dog from that episode.
It was a bit beaten up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It felt a bit different.
The previous owner had his way with it. The thing is, this is the TE70, different model. The 52 is obviously the best-selling Harley Benton Telecaster. But this is just as good in terms of fret work.
Looks fantastic.
No sharp edges. The nut is a cheap plastic nut, but cut really well.
Boy, it looks sick. It feels, honestly, it doesn't feel far off your Mexican, as in like quality-wise. It's all solid. Wilkinson bridge, we're a massive fan of Wilkinson stuff.
Yeah.
Roswell pickups, standard tuners, maple neck. Let's give it a bash. See how it sounds. Let's see if it sounds like a Tele.
Everything's up, tone, volume.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to spoil the fun of exploration, but that was my, my takeaway after playing with the guitar, after plugging it in. That I had the same feeling as with the T52.
It's a dull.
That the neck pickup is not as bright and glassy, and it doesn't have this punch that you would wish. The bridge is bitey and beefy at the same time. I think some people commented on the video with the T52 that they like the bridge pickup more on the Harley Benton Telecaster than on mine, which is fair enough.
It was raw, and so was the vintage,
Oh, yes, that was one world. Yeah, still missing that guitar.
Okay, so that's a bit underwhelming, let's say.
The neck is a bit underwhelming, but
the guitar feels nice.
Toy with it and
absolutely.
play a bit and let us know how you feel about it.
I'll go some middle. Quite good.
Nice ringing, stays in tune. The Laney LC50 is not a particularly boomy amp. It's brighter than the Hot Rod, I would say. Or let's say more mid-focused. So if there's any perceived boominess or lack of sparkly top end, it's not the amp, it's the neck pickup, I think.
Yeah,
which is, it could take, for someone who likes the guitar, the way it looks, which is banging if you ask me.
Yes,
and
sexy.
the playability, which is brilliant. I paid 139 euros for this, which is less than 4 times less than what you paid for the Orville. Different universe, different chronology, different, different.
Yeah.
But imagine what you get for that money. But go Bridge, we're still clean.
Yeah. The neck's way too thick for me, for sure. I really struggle with a thick neck, and I know a lot of people like these baseball necks on Strats and Les Pauls. I never have connected with a guitar with such a thick neck. And this one,
your Jackson is quite thin.
Yeah, I have to have that flat radius. I don't know what kind of radius. This is probably a classic.
It's the, what is it, 13 point something radius? Exactly like the exactly like the TE52.
Yeah, it's
so flat. I mean, the radius is flat, but the neck is thick.
Yeah, it's just personal preference, and I think a lot of people like that for a baseball neck to get that proper chunk. But I find it hard to play on, for real. I really find it hard to navigate around it. But yeah, sounds pretty good. The bridge pickup's pretty nice. The ashtray bridge with the brass saddles is also a nice touch.
Gives
for
it
sure.
a bit more twang-a-langa, but not as much as you would wish from a Tele or like a Telecaster with a capital T.
No.
It has more twang. But I would, if I was to keep this guitar, I would keep the bridge pickup and just replace the neck.
Yeah, maybe
exactly
the electronics.
What I said with the TE52,
Yeah, some nice electronics in it would be good. Let's give it some drive. It's all right. It's not kicking my ass like the vintage did, you know? Remember the vintage? Just absolutely blew my mind with the bridge pickup. It's just like, god damn.
And I see you struggling with the neck because the vintage Telecaster was as flat but thinner.
Yeah.
So grabbing the neck was not as difficult or...
Yeah, it's too much of a battle. It's too much. I like an easy playing guitar, you know, and this is a bit of a battle, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's give it a bit more drive and see how that goes.
There's nothing wrong with that bridge sound-wise. It's not the telliest of tellies, but I think this is a very nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
Bitey bridge.
But
so while you're there, just with this reference in our ears, take that.
Straight full beans or?
As you were, exactly as you were, all the way up bridge. To clean the volume pot. You can probably tell that I need new strings on this one. But, I mean, my impression, just by hearing you play, is that the bridge on this one is not much twangier or telly, more traditional telly. I think the fact that the bridge itself is not a ashtray bridge with 3 brass saddles, but modern 6 also takes away some twanginess. Same output in terms of volume, maybe a bit more bite and clarity on this bridge, but comparable. The real difference was when you went neck, because the neck on this one is clearly just better.
Yeah, totally. Just so much clarity.
What about playability? So how does that?
This is much nicer as well. This is the thinner neck.
Thinner neck. This is glossier, definitely.
I can't stand glossy necks on
it's
Fender
pretty much like
style
the Squire
guitars.
Classic Vibe.
Yeah, it's a big turn off.
The biggest turn off on the Classic Vibe guitars, which are otherwise wonderful instruments, especially for the price. It's the glossy neck that makes it sticky. And I think, yes, this is not the most pleasant thing in terms of stickiness.
How is it for you? Like,
I'm a
thickness.
chunkier player, more rhythm. I've got the touch of a blacksmith. I think this is a Red Shell who said it first, and I loved it, and I've been using it lately. But I too have a very unsubtle, both my left and right picking hand.
Which suits a telly, right?
Which
suits a telly
okay
player.
with the thicker neck, and I don't shred. I don't play fast, which bothers you when you try to.
Yeah.
No, let's have some. So this is now the Fender Hot Rod, and that's, I'm gonna go from bridge to neck. I'm mid-position now. The chime is missing, and I think the neck is more responsible than the bridge. The bridge is doing its job as.
But it's not even that. It's not. If I remember correctly, it doesn't seem to be as bitey as the
TE72.
The dog.
The bridge. Wait till we go royal blue. This is too dark for a mid-position Telecaster, I think.
That could be neck.
It feels like I'm playing a humbucker.
Yeah, it could be a. The tuners also are a bit jumpy, a bit like, you want to fine tune it and it just goes straight sharp.
It does. Still, let's go a bit of royal bluage from neck to bridge now. It's quite bassy. Mid.
So what's the verdict on the old TE70?
Nice.
Tuners are average. The neck's too thick.
I mean, the neck, the neck is a matter of taste. You know, it's not a bad neck. It's not badly made. The fret job. I mean, run your hand down the fretboard and sides. You know, here it's just flawless in terms of.
It's a lovely, lovely made guitar. Feels so solid, and if you're into glossy necks, thick necks.
So that's a let's say more objective problem with the neck. Maybe.
Yeah.
Glossiness. The thickness is just a matter of taste, obviously. What was it that you didn't like? Well, the neck pickup we both didn't like. I think you made a good point about the tuners being
Bit jumpy, yeah.
being jumpy and not best quality, but
I changed them out on the dog. Like I remember, it was a horrific.
yes,
The
bought
guy
this
had already.
this Fame locking tuner.
Yeah.
There was this Close-on tuners on, right?
Mhm.
And they were already. I mean, the guy had butchered the headstock a bit and the holes.
Yeah.
What else?
But like, feels solid. Looks amazing. Nice bridge pickup sound for sure. Still maybe a bit lacking somehow. I don't know what the body's made of. I think the TA52 was ash body.
I think it's the same.
The same,
I think it's the
completely.
same, yeah.
But yeah, bit thick. Great guitar
I
for
don't
the
know what
money.
kind of
Absolutely.
Kind of ash, cheaper, definitely, and heavier.
But if you threw in, you know, some bare knuckles and a bare knuckle in the neck, maybe some decent electronics, put a good €150 into it, you would have spent 300.
For
And you would
a
still
neck pickup
have-
and keys.
Yeah, and you would have a banging guitar.
And, I mean, even less than 150. You're going to get a decent neck pickup for 60 and decent tuners
Mhm.
for 30. About
Yeah.
€100, I would say. And yeah, if the tuner stayed in tune, kept the guitar in tune better, I would,
New
I
nut,
would gig this guitar.
remember? I changed
You
the
had a
nut.
new nut, but
on
I
the
was wondering,
dog.
I checked this one because nuts are quite, you know, they're tricky. Nuts are tricky.
Nuts are weird and
I'm not fully
complicated
happy
things.
with my Mexican Telecaster nut. I think it's cut a bit too conservatively, and one or two strings are a bit higher than they should, which makes the first two frets a bit sharper. But that's, you know, that's fixable. And I think there's nothing wrong with this nut.
It's a great guitar, but it's going to go back on the market. We'll stick the link down below.
I'll put it on the market, and if it doesn't sell, I'll happily keep it and mod it and play with it. And just, I'm not a collector, really, but, you know, this looks gorgeous.
Yeah, we'll put some close-ups of that.
I
It's
would-
a fantastic
I would
looking
keep this
guitar.
and give it to one of my daughters later when they grow up if they want
Yeah,
to play guitar.
definitely.
Because it's just gorgeous looking. Yeah, I think I agree with the tuners. They are,
Pants.
yes, pans is a good way to describe them.
So you got an album with V?
I do, is it me? Album, yes, V, Time to Go album. And I got an album that I really, really love. My favorite Black Sabbath album.
Ah,
Volume 4, the fourth
Oh.
album by Black Sabbath. It's the moment where Black Sabbath went, the classic lineup, you know, Ozzy, Bill Ward, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler. And they just stopped caring about whether they're metal or rock, and they're just groovy as hell. Wheels of Confusion, Supernaut, Tomorrow's Dream, Cornucopia, Under the Sun, Changes, this amazing ballad with, you know, piano and Ozzy. Just an amazing, amazing record. Which is what I say every time, basically, for every record. I use the word amazing. But I think that most Sabbath purists, and I count myself as a Sabbath purist, I don't dislike Dio or anything, I love Rainbow, but I think Black Sabbath equals Ozzy Osbourne and the first lineup. That is the first 7 or 8 albums, up until Technical Ecstasy, I think was the last one,
Mhm.
Sabotage. Volume 4 being the peak of that era, I would say, of Black Sabbath. The groove that comes out of this band, Snowblind is in this album too. The sound and the groove is just top notch. And I would say that most Black Sabbath purists would list Volume 4 as the band's finest moment. So Volume 4 for me.
mine is volume 3. by Slipknot.
By Slipknot?
Yeah.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of funny they turned out like that. Yeah, that's the 2004.
Slipknot, Iowa, Volume 3.
Yeah.
There was a ballad that was very big in that album. Ballad. The song only with clean vocals.
Vermilion is one of the songs in it. Before I Forget.
Yeah, so I'm stealing your bit.
Duality was the main hit that came out at the time. And I think that was the original lineup at the time. They still had Paul Gray on the bass and Joey on the drums.
Joey on the drums, who passed recently.
Both of them passed. The bass player too, but that was a while before, I think. And I think Joey was already out the band when he passed.
Okay, because Joey passed like a year ago or something.
Probably, maybe 2 now.
Because the last 2 years passed like that.
But I think for me, you know, Iowa was at the time was super heavy. You know, it was for me was like on the limit of that sort of bit of scream and stuff like that. But in Volume 3, they really came out with their melodic sort of side, and insane musicians, all of them underrated as musicians individually. You know, Mick Thompson, Jim Root, insane guitar players, guitar teachers themselves, and they have their own thing, their own sound.
It's difficult to take someone like, I mean, it was for a certain generation of guitarists, it was difficult to take someone like Jim Root seriously as a seasoned and fine guitar player because he belonged to this band.
Yeah.
The music and the
masks,
the
outfits.
whole thing, you know, the Slipknot thing. But I remember when the first album came out, like Slipknot, and I was in high school, and it was
heavy,
ballsy and tight. You know, just really a good band, not just something that is impressive because of production or because of the guitar sound. Really tight band.
Yeah, I think they were all mates, and that plays a big part in it as well. And I've seen them live in Australia, and Corey Taylor as a frontman is one of the best that lives, I would say, considering he's still as good as he was, and he can still hit those notes, you know.
Awesome singer. Insane. And like you say, there's the ballad stuff as well. That's, you know, he's written some amazing songs. But yeah, that's my album with lovely.
V.
Volume 3, Volume 4. That was fluke.
Yeah.
Nice.
We finish
That's
our
why we do
vodka.
this. Let's finish the vodka, which is now mostly water, I think, especially now the ice has melted.
Yeah, thank God.
And yes, tell us your favorite album beginning with V. Tell us what you think of this guitar. What you thought of the review.
Yeah.
What you would like us to do. We're approaching the end of Experimental Pilot Season 1. And we're thinking of adding more
to come.
More types of that too. So yeah.
Cheers.
Take care and cheers.
See you later.
Cheers, mate.